Wow, guys, just what a start to this season. Recording this just a few hours from the FAMU game. Been doing a lot of traveling lately, but I wanted to just give my thoughts on the start of the season, and I didn't get a chance to put out a UF and Miami prediction game. I was pretty confident in Miami's chances to win the game. I was very vocal about this on Twitter. I thought going into the game that UF's offensive line was a big question mark. Austin Barber was the only guy they had on the offensive line outside of their center, Jake Slaughter. But Slaughter's super undersized, so I didn't expect him to be an issue at all. I thought Miami would win convincingly. I did not know that the team would just mesh overall so well, just the first game in a hostile environment. If you guys follow my content, you probably remember my video on Miami's defensive line where I emphasized the incredible depth of this year's team. Back in April, I was already talking about 10-man rotations on the defensive line and how that depth could lead us to a deep postseason run. One of the most impressive things to me about this team so far is our defensive performance and how we didn't miss a beat even when Ruben Bain left the game. But this opened the door for Tyler Barron and Elijah Alston to have breakout performances in my eyes. I've been saying for a while now that Barron is one of the best pass rushers in the country and possibly the best on the team. I think he kind of added to that against UF. Alston was equally impressive. I mean, he was very versatile as an edge rusher, and even in coverage, he almost came away with an interception. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who watched him at Marshall. He kind of did the same. He even took an interception back for a touchdown while he was playing for the Herd. And it's clear that Coach Guidry's use of the defensive ends in coverage isn't just a gimmick. It's kind of a strategic weapon now. He did it last year with Nigel Leak. He did it last year with Ruben. He's doing it this year with Alston. It's something that he has in his arsenal that he wants to use strategically. I even said before the game, I think that Monday on Twitter, how I was daydreaming of Miami's psycho front with one down lineman and the rest of the linemen just kind of like shuffling, keeping the offense guessing as to who's going to put their hand down in the dirt. Miami didn't quite do that, but we saw a few looks where Miami had several stand-up rushers, two down linemen, and on one of those looks is when Alston almost came away with that pick. So, I mean, I'm not Nostradamus or anything. I think any football guy would look at the personnel that Miami has on the defensive line and think, yeah, you definitely got to add some sort of psycho package like that. Akheem Mesidor, one of the big reasons to me we didn't miss Bain in this game is because Akheem is such a similar player to Bain. They're both stocky guys. They're athletic. Like a lot of guys you'll see on the defensive line, they'll be very strong, but they'll be kind of stiff. Guys like Mesidor and Bain, they have this strength, but then they also have this kind of this innate bend that you see them play with. And that's why I think we didn't miss Bain, is we saw a lot of Akheem on the interior and playing defensive end. His stats didn't pop, but he was a game wrecker during this game if you watch closely. He cleared up a lot of space, took up a lot of blocks. The linebacker core, Kiko and Wesley picked up from last year where they looked good. I mean, Wes even stuck out in this game. Kiko had a huge sack and was just flying all around. Alderman, to me, might be a better fit for this defense than KJ Cloyd was last year. KJ's no slouch. I think he's still hanging around the NFL. That's no shade to KJ, but I think just from game one, Alderman looked really in sync. He looked like he'd been playing with these guys for a very long time. Offensively, we finally saw our tight ends make an impact in both the passing and run game. Now, I saw a lot of people talk about in the passing game. What I wanted to talk about was Riley Williams on this particular play, just dominating Derek Wingo, pulling him off the ball. This is sophomore against senior, with Riley being the sophomore here. And Riley is just creating a lane for Martinez. I mean, you see Martinez not able to get anything on the side he's initially going, but because of Riley's effort here and pushing Wingo downfield, he clears a lane for Martinez to get positive gain. Without Riley's effort on this play, Martinez doesn't get nearly as many yards as he does. And we saw this a lot in the game. Florida's defensive front is firstly built to defend the run. They have a 420-pound guy on the inside, and it's noticeable. I mean, he's not very explosive, but he took up a lot of space. But even so, Miami still rushed for over 100 yards. I think we'll see Miami's run game fare a lot better this season than they did against Florida, because Florida, wow, I sound like a broken record, but they're built to defend the run, the way their defense looks. I think if you ask some of Florida's coaches on the defensive side if they thought that they had called the right play, it was Cam that just kind of improvised and made the play because he's that good of a quarterback, I think that they would agree that they had the right play call, but that Cam is just such a good football player that he found the open play. The tight end's receiving just looks so good. Arroyo looks so big and so smooth for his size. And we even got to see Lofton late in the game. And we saw Lofton blocking and even receiving. And he just looked the part as well. The guys that came back, and even some of Manny's recruits, the developmental guys like Inez, Horton, Harris, they all looked good and ready to be a part of a championship team. Jacolby picked up right where he left off last year. He was even commended this week because he didn't retaliate when a UF player took a swing at him in the end zone. And that's a big thing for Jacolby because last year, I mean, even in the bowl game, he had a few penalties that were kind of extracurricular things that the team could have gone without. So big ups to Jacolby for that. We saw Sam Brown get some targets, and he also made a key block on a touchdown. But really, the star of the show was undoubtedly Cam Ward. I mean, after this performance, Cam is the best quarterback in the country. He played with such poise and confidence, and you would think he's been with this team for years. I said in the preseason that the chemistry between the wide receivers and the quarterback needed to be a symbiotic thing, and it needed to click quickly, and it looks like it did. We heard and saw a lot of news online and on social media about these guys working in the offseason, and it looks like that wasn't all just hype, and these guys were working their asses off because they looked and clicked like a championship team. And I keep saying championship team because I mean it. You're one of those guys that watches all the player press conferences, like the post-game stuff. One thing you'll kind of like get a feel for is which players are really well-spoken and which players really love football and are like students of the game. And I remember in previous years, we'd have like maybe one or two guys press conferences that would sound like they gave a shit about football, like Duke Johnson, Denzel Perryman over the years, a few guys. When I'm listening to these guys talk, and it's every guy, every player in these post-game, post-practice interviews, they all sound bought in. They all sound like football guys, like they're watching football, like they love football. Like I get that feel from a lot of these guys just watching them speak. And I didn't get that in previous years. I didn't get that during the Diaz era for the most part. Didn't get that in the golden era. A huge thing that stuck out to me was Cam Ward's post-game statement after the 1-week victory against Florida. He said, "Routine plays win games." And this, for me, encapsulates a fundamental truth in football. I mean, Ward's approach to these seemingly mundane plays, such as short pass options or RPOs or quick throws, demonstrates his commitment to maximizing his effectiveness on the football field. For those unfamiliar with the gaming terminology min-maxing, this refers to a strategy of optimizing a character or a situation by minimizing undesirable qualities while maximizing desired ones. Cam Ward applies this concept to football, squeezing every ounce of potential from even the most basic plays. Even in plays that don't fully succeed, Cam Ward's attention to detail is evident. Take this throw, for instance. The ball placement is crucial. These small things accumulate over the course of a game and can significantly impact the outcome. If Ward had missed this pass, throwing it behind the receiver or too far to the side, it could have resulted in a 2-yard loss. By placing the ball precisely on the receiver's upfield shoulder, he creates opportunity. The receiver can potentially make a defender miss and gain a yard instead of losing ground. This level of precision and foresight might seem minor in a single play, but it's these details that truly matter, especially when you consider their cumulative effect over an entire season. Ward's ability to maximize even unsuccessful plays, minimizes losses, and creates opportunities where they might not otherwise exist. He doesn't merely complete passes, he delivers the ball with pinpoint accuracy, allowing receivers to catch it in stride. He'll angle his hand, angle his throws in ways that are necessary so the ball gets to an exact point. This attention to detail transforms routine completions into opportunities for significant gains, as receivers can maintain their momentum and potentially break for extra yardage when catching the pass, instead of just catching the ball and being stuck where they are. These little things, to me, are what make him the best quarterback in the country. Yes, he can make all the hard passes, but on those small routine plays, those plays that last year seemed so hard, keying in on stuff like that and being extraordinary when you need to be is key to playing quarterback in college football and playing it at a high level. True excellence in football lies not just in flashy plays, but in the consistent optimization of every opportunity. This elevates Cam's game and contributes significantly to the Miami Hurricanes' team success. By treating each play, no matter how routine, as a chance to gain an edge, Ward exemplifies the mindset of an elite quarterback who understands that championships are often won in the details. Because of Cam Ward, his attitude, and how it trickles down to everybody else, I think this team can win the ACC championship this year and make a push to win it all. Cam Ward's meticulous approach to every aspect of the game, including routine plays, undoubtedly has a ripple effect throughout the team. This type of leadership, by example, is powerful and contagious, often referred to as leading from the front in management theory. When a team's undisputed leader demonstrates such attention to detail and commitment to excellence, it naturally permeates the entire organization. Players in other position groups likely take notice of Ward's dedication and begin to apply similar principles to their own roles. This creates a culture of continuous improvement and high standards across the team. The physiological impact of having a leader like Ward cannot be overstated. His confidence, backed up by consistent high-level performance, creates an atmosphere of belief and aspiration among his teammates. This phenomenon is often described in sports psychology as collective efficacy, the shared belief in a team's joint capability to organize and execute the actions required to achieve their goals. This effect extends beyond football. In any team environment, whether it's in business, academia, or other sports, having a member who embodies excellence and constantly strives for improvement can be transformative. It sets a new standard for what's possible and inspires others to elevate their own performance. The intoxicating nature of being around such a leader comes from the combination of their skill, their work ethic, and their ability to deliver under pressure. It creates a positive feedback loop where team members are motivated to match this level of commitment, leading to overall team improvement. That's the reason that the Hurricanes can win it all this year. The team, and I think they're playing with a sense of urgency that they haven't played with in previous seasons. They know that they have Cam Ward for only one season. They know this assembled talent is only for one push at a national title. Who knows who'll be the quarterback for the Miami Hurricanes next year? All I know is we have Cam Ward for 1 year, and we need to make it count. I think if I, as a fan, feel that the people in the building feel that tenfold, and the players on the field are waking up with that feeling every single day. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. If you guys like videos like this, please subscribe. I'll be doing a few appearances on other content creators' shows as well, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and go Canes.